Hi friends, hello, I'm Lindsay Wheeler and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking all things social media photography. Now, whether you run a business online or you just want to take better photos to share with your family and friends, I know that you can do it all from your cell phone, no fancy equipment or photo shoots required. I am not a professional photographer, let's just put it out there, there's the disclaimer. But over the last 6 years, I have built a successful business online using my cell phone. 99% of the photos that you see if you follow me on Instagram were all taken by either my daughter or my husband, both not professional photographers, using an iPhone. So here are a few simple tips and tricks that I think will make a really big difference of taking your photos to the next level. Okay, so tip number one, first and foremost, make sure the lens of your camera is clean. Our cell phones go almost everywhere with us, and that's a big mistake that people make. There are fingerprints on that lens, either on the front lens or the back. So clean the lens, wipe it off with a soft cloth before you get started. That way you're gonna have crisp, clear photos. So first and foremost, clean your lens. The next tip is all about confidence, friends. I have asked strangers and airports to take my photo. I have stopped traffic in a street to take a photo, all for social media. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go to those extremes, but I do think confidence plays in. I see a lot of women, especially who don't get in their family photos, who don't want to see their face on social media. But if you are a brand, you are your business. So you need to have the confidence to show your face proudly and share that confidence online with those potential customers. And if you're a mom, you're setting an example for your kids. You want your kids to always feel confident and feel good about themselves, and they want you in those photos when they look back 10, 20 years from now. So first and foremost, we got to work on that confidence. You have to be confident enough to get in front of the camera and do it regularly. I post on social media every single day and have for 6 years, and that consistency compounds. And in turn, I've built a really successful business by being willing to get in front of the camera. So confidence is really, really important. Don't be afraid to ask a stranger to take that photo and ask them to take more than one. We're going to get into that because you definitely want some options, but get in front of the camera and get comfortable seeing your face on social media. Okay, my next tip is why we're outside today. It's all about lighting. If you can, try and take as many photos as possible in natural light. It's going to be the most flattering, and you're going to have to do less editing. Even if you're inside, I always try and get in front of a window with natural light coming in. So if I'm going to take a selfie, I'm going to go up in front of a window. I'm going to put my phone between me and the natural light that's coming in and take that photo. That is going to be a way better photo than if I'm standing in the center of a room or under artificial light. So natural light is key. Now, if you're outside and it's a really bright day like today, sometimes we run into issues with shadows. So if you can't stare directly into the sun, right? If you can't stare towards where that light is coming, my other advice is to take it in the shade. Even in the shade, in natural light is going to be more flattering. You can always edit and brighten things from there. But I always try and take my photo with natural light or in the shade, but I still think outside makes a really big difference in making those pictures bright and beautiful and really pop off that social media page. Okay, friends, your camera lens is clean and you're excited and confident to get in front of the camera, right? Okay, so now we're ready to take a photo. What are the tips to take the best raw photo to begin with? Yes, you can edit later on, but I think the better the photo that you have to start with, the better the end result. So here are my tips for taking a really good iPhone or cell phone photo. Framing and angles are really important. So whether that is the lines of your garage door, a fence, or the beautiful horizon that is in the background behind me, you want to take that photo that is in line with the horizon. If it's crooked, that isn't as pleasing to the eye, and I think it takes away from your photo. So if you can think about that framing early on, I'm like, okay, this is exactly how I want it. When I first started my business, my husband was deployed. I didn't have anybody to take photos for me, so I taught my 3 3-year-old daughter how to take my Instagram photos. I know it sounds crazy, but I would line it up exactly how I wanted it. I would show her and she would hold the phone and I would say, okay, tap mommy's face. Because again, we want it to be in focus, right? On an iPhone, when you tap the face or where you want that focus to be, your phone will focus. So I would tell her to tap mommy's face and she would take those photos. And they turned out really well because I framed them ahead of time. I thought about what I wanted. I set it all up and then she took the photo so that it represented what I wanted it to. We're a really good team. Now I've taught my husband and he does a good job too. But framing is really important. So you want that to be level with the horizon. Next is the angle of your body. Standing straight on to the camera is not the most flattering. I own a clothing business. I'm highlighting my outfit of the day. I'm highlighting the detail in these pieces that I want to showcase for my customers. And I want to add value by showing them how they can wear them too. So I need to move my body. That means I need to show different angles, right? So instead of standing straight on, my advice to you is 1, take a bunch of photos, right? Take a ton. You're going to narrow it down and you're going to find some that you really love. We're going to take a bunch of different angles, different wide, medium, and tight shots so that we can use those later on throughout our social media account to really batch content, right? Make the most out of the time that we're spending taking these photos. But I want you to move around. So you're going to turn your body. A lot of times I want to create a different angle that isn't just flat and boring. So I'm going to stick my leg out. I'm going to walk. I'm going to put a hand on a hip. I'm going to put my hand in my hair. I'm going to create different angles with my body to showcase these pieces and add more interest to a photo as opposed to just standing straight on. So move your body, create angles, move around, twist, turn, highlight what you're doing because you're beautiful and this is your time to showcase these pieces, to showcase your brand, or even just have fun with your family. So think about different angles, play around with it until you find what works for you.
Hi, I'm Kenley Wheeler. I'm 9 years old and I love photography and I've had a lot of practice helping my mom since I was like 3 years old.
You probably don't remember as much back then, but you've been taking these photos for probably as long as you can remember, right?
Yeah. So, all things that I remember is you'd center up your phone and you'd be like, tap mommy's face, and I would focus on your face, and then I would tap the picture button, and then it would just take a photo, and I'd give you back your phone, and you would look at it, and then I've just keep on doing that since I was 3.
How are you compared to the boys? Why do you think I had you take the photo over Braxton when Dad was gone?
Well, definitely since Braxton is a boy, girls usually pay more attention. Boys, I'm guessing Braxton, if you centered up the phone, Braxton would be or switch the thing of the position of the camera and take photos of him and be like, and then.
So what you're saying is you were better, even though you're younger, you were better at taking photos than your older brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Kenley, when you're taking the photos, what do you think, or what were the most important things that I taught you when you were taking the photos to make sure that it was the best that it could be?
So, to make it the best that I could make it, I would always try and stay steady. I would always focus on your face when you told me to. I would always try to stay still and not move the camera or your phone to take the pictures and make sure that they weren't really blurry, and I would take a bunch of photos at the same background. If you moved positions, I would take 2 in the same position, and then you would move again and I'd do 2 more or 3 or 4 or something. And then it would be really important for me to make sure that I took at least more than 1 so that you could have options. So in case you were like this and I accidentally moved it, then you would have more options.
Once we've shot all the photos that we want to, or all the photos in this outfit, what I do is I go through my camera roll and I favorite or heart all of the photos that I love, or my favorites out of the batch. You can go through and easily delete the ones that you don't want to keep, but then all of those are in one album, which makes it really easy to edit. I'm a big believer in really natural edits. I don't want to distort the photo. I just want to highlight it just a little bit, right? Oftentimes that's just sharpening the photo a little bit or adjusting the color or the brightness. For me, I love the app A Color Story. It is easy to use, and the basic free version of the app, I think, is all you need to create great photos. Once you're in the app, it is so easy to use. Select the photo, go in. I really love the basic photo filters. You can use the everyday or light bright. Those are what I use the most, those filters. You can adjust how intense you want that filter to be. Save it. And then the other tool that I love is the curves tool. That is where you can tap on the screen and adjust that by lifting that curve just a little bit to adjust the brightness. You can also go in that same section and adjust and sharpen. If you feel like your focus is just a little bit off, you can sharpen that. But those three basic things, a filter, curves, and sharpen, can take your iPhone photo to a whole nother level. So here's a little before and after to see what the photo looked like raw and what the end result was that I posted on Instagram. I know that you can take these few basic little tips and tricks and really take your photos to another level. I'm so excited to see what you do with these tips and tricks. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more beauty, lifestyle, business tips, tricks, and motivation coming soon. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram. That's Love Lindsay Wheeler, and tag me in your photos. I want to see how you put these tips and tricks to good use. Until next time, happy shooting.